I'm Wesley Richards. Most people know me as Davey Richards. Well, I had a completely torn left ACL, partially torn left LCL, and minor meniscus damage.
Davey, up on the top rope! Oh, got caught!
He caught him with the log floor! He caught Davey Richards with the log floor as he came off the top rope!
I wrestled for TNA Impact, and the Impact is what blew my ACL. We, January 31st in Birmingham, England, we were finishing up our annual United Kingdom tour. And for a while, I'd been feeling that something's been off. I've been an athlete my whole life. I started amateur wrestling at 10 years old and have gone to professional wrestling and, compete in jiu-jitsu. So athletics is, it's been a way of life for me for as long as I can remember. And I just didn't feel like an athlete for quite some time. And little nagging injuries, straight to another little nagging injury. And it was catching up with me. And I just, no matter what I would do, and, I would see a standard physical therapist, or I would go to chiropractors, massages, everything, and just nothing was working. And so it all culminated on January 31st when I came off the top rope and landed on my feet in a maneuver I'd done a million times, and my knee just popped like that, and I just knew something was wrong, and you can see it on television, and I rolled it directly out to the floor and just knew that my ACL was gone, and had surgery 2 weeks later in St. Louis, Missouri. I did a contralateral graft because I did some research and found that was the way to decrease, healing time, and it's been good. And the biggest thing for me was I was very skeptical about physical therapy because I'd been to so many, and a lot of them are really good to returning people to a normal life. Any physical therapist, by and large, is good at returning people to a normal life. The problem with athletes is I have zero interest in a normal life. I want an exceptional life. So I needed to find a very special physical therapist, if there even was one that existed, to return me back to an exceptional life. And I firmly believe that I found that here at Revolution. For a very long time, I'd heard of the Marinoviches and the Sports Science Lab's way of training, and how it was cutting edge, and they used all the cutting edge technology and the science and the research. But it was very underground. It was very underground for a long time. And then you see it sprout up in certain areas of life. Like when BJ Penn was having his great run as UFC champion, you heard about him training with the Marinoviches. And then lately I've gotten into, to watching Nick Kirsten train like Rafael dos Anjos and Fabricio Verdum and Lota Machida. And I talked to Nick, and he was really good. He's a really busy guy, and he pointed out he's a trainer, and that's great, but I need a trainer and a physical therapist. So he had actually told me about, Lyneil Mitchell and about Revolution, and I looked it up, and it was a 9.5-hour drive, but it was tough because I have a newborn at home and my wife's at home, and it was tough coming out here. But I've been out. This is my third day here, and it's been worth every sacrifice I made. Wrestlers are a weird bunch. I've always said, like what most people view as a setback, I view as an opportunity, because I could have broke my neck. I could be paralyzed right now. Some people get hurt and don't go home. Some people get hurt and die. It seems drastic, but that stuff happens a lot. And I hurt my knee. I've been a professional athlete for 12 years. I've been paid to do something that I love for 12 years, and I hurt my knee, and completely self-inflicted by not taking care of myself and not training with people like the people training here at Revolution. So I see this as an opportunity to learn the correct way to train, and I made a pretty good name for myself doing all the wrong training. I'm very curious to see what kind of name I can make for myself doing all the right training, and that's where Revolution comes into play.